Hi, I hope all is well with you and that you're staying safe. This Shabbos is Shabbos HaGadol, which means Pesach is very close. I recently read a wonderful and fascinating Dvar Torah by Rav Shmuel Zucker, who's one of the Rabbanim in Ramat Eshkol. And he points out how Chag HaPesach has a tremendous emphasis on eating. We begin with the Korban Pesach, which Klal Yisrael brought the night of Yetzias Mitzrayim, and which we had the schus to bring while we had a Beis HaMikdash. The Korban Pesach is unique from all the other korbanos. Regarding the other korbanos, the main emphasis was the sacrifice of the animal, and the eating was secondary. When it comes to the Korban Pesach, though, in addition to sacrificing the animal, there is a separate mitzvah, according to the Rambam, to eat of the Korban Pesach. Every man and woman had an obligation to partake of the Korban Pesach. Rav Tzadok Cohen points out that the Korban Pesach was a tikkun for the chet of Adam Harishon, who ate from the Eitz Hadas, and that's the reason why we have to partake and eat from the Korban Pesach. Taking the idea of eating one step further, it's fascinating to note that the first mitzvos that were given to Adam Harishon were in the realm of eating. He was first commanded that he could eat from all of the fruit trees in Gan Eden. And he was commanded also that there was one tree, the Eitz Hadas, that he could not eat from, a mitzvah saseh of eating and a mitzvah lo saseh of not eating. And Chazal point out that the mitzvah saseh, that eating of all the fruit trees in Gan Eden, was a reflection of all the mitzvah saseh, the 248 mitzvah saseh that we have. And that mitzvah lo saseh of not eating from the Eitz Hadas was a reflection of the 365 mitzvahs lo saseh, all surrounding the concept of eating. Fascinating when you think about it. And the question is, why? In order to answer the question, we have to think about the idea of eating. When we eat food, the nutrients of that food are divided into various parts of our body to give us the strength and the health that we need. So too the mitzvos. The Rebbeinu Shalom has given us mitzvos not simply to perform them, but to understand that those mitzvos should be absorbed not only by our bodies, but by our neshamos, so that we become different individuals by performing the mitzvah. At the Leil HaSeder, we have the matzah. That's a mitzvah d'oraisa, to eat. Again, eating, but we don't eat it until after we recite Magid, after we tell over the story of Pesach. The matzah is lying on the table. The matzah is absorbing all of the divrei Torah that we are saying at the Seder. There are so many lessons that we have from Pesach. This is such a unique approach to understand that the mitzvah of Korban Pesach and all the mitzvahs that we have, we're given them in order to have them be part of us, not simply to perform them by rote, but to understand why we're doing them and to perform them with kavana, to try to derive as much as we possibly can from each and every mitzvah. So as we sit down to our Pesach Seder, and we begin reciting Magid, the Pesach story, over the matzahs that are lying on the table, let's keep in mind that when we eat, we don't only eat for enjoyment, but we eat for a purpose. And Mitzvah Hashem, we should have a wonderful Chag, a meaningful Chag. And in this time of Geula, we should see the coming of Mashiach b'meher v'yameinu. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Chag. Kol Tuv.